Hi, welcome to my workshop, Family Constellations, a way for teachers and students to heal together. My name is Aileen Salmaggi. I'm currently a reading interventionist at Edison Language Academy, a Spanish dual immersion elementary school in Santa Monica, California. This is my 30th year as an educator. Today, I will introduce you to Family Constellations, a powerful way to bring inner healing while restoring family and interpersonal relationships. I will then guide you through two somatic processes which can be adapted for your students. So, what brought me here today? Let's go back to 2020, one of the hardest years of my life. Perhaps you can relate. In 2020, I decided to leave a literacy coaching position that I had held for 6 years and return to teaching fourth grade in a virtual classroom. As we all grappled with the COVID-19 pandemic, I noticed acute social emotional needs in my students that I had not witnessed in over a quarter century in public education. That year, I lost myself as a mother and a wife. I lost me. I began to drown in the world of teaching. I was trying to support my students when I couldn't even support myself. It was a time of utter helplessness, surrender, and surprisingly, maybe not so surprisingly, a time of extreme spiritual awakening. In 2021, I received an email from my former teachers at Five Changes offering a year-long apprenticeship program, which included becoming a facilitator of family constellations. It was through that work that I was able to truly see others and experience the interconnectedness of humanity. That work changed every aspect of me. And in healing myself, I was able to facilitate healing within my students. So, what is Family Constellations? Family Constellations is a therapeutic approach founded in the 1990s by Bert Hellinger, a German psychotherapist. Hellinger originally developed family constellation therapy in response to the trauma caused by World War II. The technique is widely used in Europe, Russia, Asia, and Latin America, and is gaining ground in the United States. Hellinger's work was heavily influenced by the 16 years he spent as a missionary working in South Africa with the Zulu tribes. Family constellations is a powerful process that reveals hidden issues and inherited traumas or entanglements within a family system, often spanning over many generations. People or objects such as papers or peg dolls are used to represent family members and allows one to see and feel what exists beyond a conscious rational level. A typical family constellation takes place amongst a group of individuals who are not related and could be total strangers. The person who seeks resolution to an issue chooses and positions these individuals to represent their family system. The representatives are somehow able to feel and experience the emotions of the person whose role they have taken on without having any prior knowledge about this person. This phenomenon of interconnectedness has been compared to what British biologist Rupert Sheldrake called the morphogenetic field. Examples of these unexplained behaviors include pigeons finding their way back home, dogs knowing when their owners are coming home, or someone receiving a phone call within minutes of thinking of that person. Has that happened to you? Words cannot fully explain what I have experienced in my own family constellations, but I will say that they've evoked a degree of empathy and compassion towards my family members that I have never felt before. In healing how they lived inside of me, I was able to heal myself and our relationships. This shift within my family system created a shift within all of my relationships, including those with my students. Marianne Franke-Gricksch, a teacher and therapist who trained with Bert Hellinger, brought Family Constellations to school communities and inspired me to do the same. She points out that when teachers are sitting in a classroom with their students, they are also sitting with multiple layers of family systems. Thus, a classroom of 25 students becomes an overwhelming 50, 75, or even 100. Not to mention, we bring our own family system into the classroom. So, how can teachers support students who are undergoing traumas within their family systems when they have yet to heal their own? Let's embark on a couple of processes that encompass the three governing principles of family constellations, which Hellinger termed the orders of love: our need for belonging, balance, and order. First, our need for belonging. Everyone belongs in a family system, no matter what. Imagine scrolling through Facebook and you see a photo in which all of your friends are present at an event that you weren't invited to. It hurts, right? No one likes feeling excluded. Second, balance. Every family system has a balance of giving and taking. Parents and teachers give what they can, children and students take what is given to them. Third, order. Everyone has their own chronological place in the order of the system. Whoever arrives first takes up first place. Sometimes we experience an imbalance in family relationships in which a parent acts like a child, taking rather than giving, and the child acts like a parent. Such a system is out of order. We can also experience this imbalance in personal relationships where the give and take is too one-sided. Someone gives more than takes and eventually feels resentful. We might even give more than take in a relationship when a person is perceived to be alone. Seeing them supported changes how we relate to them. Let's go through some processes inspired by Family Constellations facilitator Edwina von der Westhuizen. Our first constellation process will involve the balance of give and take. You'll need a pen or pencil and some pieces of paper, Post-its, or 3x5 cards. Before we begin, I invite you to find a comfortable spot to sit in. Settle into your seat, feet firmly on the ground, sitting up tall, hands lightly on your lap. And as you close your eyes, take a deep, cleansing breath in through your nose. Hold and release fully out your mouth. Another breath in, sinking weightlessly into your seat. A sense of calm enveloping your entire body now. And release. One last full breath in, picturing and imagining a warm light streaming from the top of your head all the way down to your feet, and release. Now, think of a relationship, not parent-child or teacher-student. It could be a friend, a colleague, in which the balance of give and take is one-sided, where you're giving, giving, giving. Write that person's name on a piece of paper and write your name on another. Designate a space on the floor where you can place both papers. This space will become the knowing fields. Place them wherever you feel they should go. Stand on the paper with your name on it and notice how you feel in your body. How are you standing, leaning, breathing? Notice where the other person is in relation to you. Are they behind you, in front of you, to the side? Are they close or far? Do they feel too close? If so, move their paper away a bit or move your own. Now, think about what you give to them in this relationship. Time, energy, things, acts of service. And what do they give back to you, or your perception of what they give back to you? Notice how that feels. Does it feel like it's even? Now, imagine not only your parents, but all of your ancestors are standing behind you, giving you all the support you need. And you can lean into them, really lean into them. And now look at that person. What happens? Is there a need to give, give? And when you look at that person, see them with all of their family and ancestors behind them. You have your ancestral support and they have theirs. And you just look at each other. What do you feel now? Has anything changed? Maybe, maybe not. When we cease to see others standing alone, it can change how we relate to them. Our second constellation process involves the "it didn't start with you" premise of inherited family trauma. The challenges we experience in our lives, illness, depression, anxiety, bad fortune, may in fact not be our own, but rather deeply rooted patterns that we have inherited from our ancestors. These challenges, otherwise known as entanglements, occur when a current family member unconsciously identifies with a past family member from a prior generation who has been excluded, met with a tragic fate, or was forgotten. The entangled person acts out the fate of the former family member out of loyalty or blind love. Entanglements can arise when a sibling, usually the oldest, takes on the burden of a parent who lacks support. This process will help you and your family system to feel supported. So, actually, before we start, set an intention of wanting to feel that support from your family system. On separate pieces of paper and with arrows pointing up, write down the names of each member of the family you were born into. These include adopted and blended families and siblings that didn't survive, which was a big aha for me because I had a brother who was born prematurely and didn't survive before me. Place them on the floor as shown on this slide, beginning with biological parents, dad on the far right and mom to the left, followed by all the children, including yourself, even miscarriages. Stand in your place and feel how it feels to be in your place. To your right is your mom and dad. Notice how you feel in your body. Do you hold your breath? Does it feel right? Perhaps you feel like you don't belong in this line. Maybe you feel like you should be at the top where dad's standing. With a piece of paper, go put some support behind dad. If it feels like he needs more support, put more pieces of paper. Or if you only have one piece of paper, just imagine it's as much support as he needs. And you don't even need to know what that support is. Then go back and stand in your place. Now, notice in your body, did anything change? Now that dad has support, he's got that support, whatever he needs, whether he's alive or dead. Notice what you feel in your body. In a similar way, put some support behind mom. Know that mom and dad both have support. You don't need to know what that support is. You're the little one. The support is there to take care of them. Go back and stand in your place. Notice what you feel in your body. Did it change or stay the same? Your body may be responding by yawning or shaking or moving. You might have images, thoughts, memories, words coming up. Your body's talking to you. Notice. Now, give support to the older sibling, and if that's you, definitely give yourself support. Notice what happens when each child, sibling, and your parents get support. Stand in your place, feel it, and look at it. Look to your right or left and see everyone supported. Look behind you and notice you've got support. Take it all in with all your senses. Play with it if you have multiple sets of parents. Your adoptive parents behind you, your biological parents beside you. This process is helping you to feel in your body order. It might feel strange because your whole system has never felt order. If you still don't feel right, try putting your parents and their support behind you and much, much further back. See all your ancestors behind you. Turn around and bow to them and your siblings beside you. Honor your family system and say, please look with your love and kindness on me as I live fully and happily in my place. Then stand in your place and look into your future. See yourself living fully and happily. And take one step forward and take it all in. Beautiful. This feeling of family support can be brought into the classroom with a strategy that Marianne Franke-Gricksch used. In her book, You're One of Us, Systemic Insights and Solutions for Teachers, Students, and Parents, she describes how she had students solve 5 math problems with the imagined support of a family member and 5 other problems without their support. They experienced a higher level of concentration, ease, and success when invoking that internal feeling of support. They continued this practice throughout the year whenever they were confronted by a challenging task. You can do something similar with your students. In my case, I would do it with a reluctant reader. Have them think of a difficult task they must accomplish or a situation they must face. They could even think of something challenging they experienced in the past. Then they will imagine doing this with all the support of their parents, grandparents, and great grandparents behind them. Students can do this activity visually with papers, like the process we did, or with an empty chair beside them to represent a family member. These are just some of the myriads of ways that family constellations can help teachers and students heal together. I hope that these practices have revealed some interesting information about your own family system that you can take with you into all of your relationships, especially those with your students. If you want to learn more about family constellations, feel free to email me at asalmaggi@smmusd.org. Thank you for joining me today.